Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to read a prepared statement from our group. We would like to thank all of you for joining us this morning as we announce our desire to collaborate with our police departments to address concerns that have been plaguing our communities. We would like to especially thank the members of the law enforcement community who are also concerned and are committed to working with us and others to improve relationships between their police departments and the communities that they serve. Who are we? As most of you already know, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or the NAACP, is the nation's leading advocate for the protection of civil rights for people of color and the poor. We, this group presented here today, represent a coalition of the 6 Montgomery County, Pennsylvania branches of the NAACP. These 6 branches include Ambler, Cheltenham, the Main Line, Norristown, Pottstown, and Willow Grove. Here today to represent those branches are its officers and members, including Cy Young, who's the president of the Ambler branch, Dr. Craig Brown, who's the president of the Cheltenham branch, Diana Robinson, who's the president of the Main Line branch, Johnny Corson, the president of the Pottstown branch, Valerie O. Ward, who's the president of the Willow Grove branch, and me, John Milligan, the president of the Norristown branch. These leaders are joined by their vice presidents and members. The problem. As has been recently well publicized, there is a divide with many American police departments and the communities that they serve. The many recent shootings of unarmed men of color, many recent shootings of unarmed men of color by police and officers, the apparent cover-up of police misconduct that has been shown in news stories, and the apparent failure to hold many of the officers who were involved accountable has exacerbated the belief in minority and low-income communities that these incomes are the norm and not the exception. Although Montgomery County may not have recent publicized incidents similar to what has been occurring in other areas, it has been accused of its fair share of racial injustices. In fact, many members of our NAACP branches can testify to encounters that they have had with local police in which they were unjustly disrespected, stopped, or cited. These feelings in the nation's minority and low-income communities have triggered an overwhelming response to address this concern, not just from the minority community, but also from much of white America. Many people in minority and low-income communities, after having witnessed many of the unjustified shootings with no consequences to the offenders, have given up hope that there can be a fair justice system. Many refuse to cooperate with police simply because they don't trust them. Many times, police departments complain of the no-snitch culture that exists in minority communities. Yet, most police departments have the blue code of silence. It's the same thing. You can't expect a change in one without there being a change in the other. This distrust deprives the community of the most efficient police protection and increases the risk of harm to both police and to residents. We recognize that by far, most police officers are professionals who take pride in representing their uniform and protecting the communities that they serve. Some are truly heroes. We all recently saw on TV where a police officer in Dallas, Texas, threw himself over protesters to protect them from a sniper. He did this despite the fact that the protest was against his police department. There are countless other times when police officers have put their lives on the line or performed acts of kindness that have gone unrecognized. Unfortunately, there remains a vast difference in perception between minority and police communities. We believe that much of this difference is due to the fact that in many communities, the majority of the police departments are racially, economically, and culturally different from the communities that they are policing. We must make concerted efforts to improve the level of trust between our minority and low-income communities and the police departments which serve those communities. Solutions. There are best practices and strategies that can be leveraged to achieve this goal. For instance, in December of 2014, President Barack Obama commissioned the Task Force on 21st Century Policing. The task force was formed to identify best practices and offer recommendations on how policing practices can promote effective crime reduction while building public trust. The task force members consisted of 11 individuals from law enforcement, community leaders, researchers, and academia. It received input from about 100 stakeholders, and the task force issued its final report in May of 2015. The report summarizes findings and recommendations into the following 6 categories: building trust and legitimacy, policy and oversight, technology and social media, community policy and crime prevention, officer training, and police officer safety and wellness. Some of the report's findings and recommendations included the following principles. Under the category of building trust and legitimacy, it states trust must be built on both sides. Adopt a culture of transparency and accountability. Initiate positive non-enforcement activities to engage with communities and create a diverse workforce. Under the category of policy and oversight, the report recommends collaboration with the community to develop policies and strategies. Establish civilian oversight committees and develop clear and comprehensive policies on consent before searches, racial profiling, and the use of force. Under the category of technology and social media, the report recommends to adopt technology in ways to improve policing without infringing on individual rights. And finally, in that category, consider the Bureau of Justice Assistance policy on body cameras. Under the category of community policing and crime reduction, the report recommends develop policies and strategies which reinforce the importance of community engagement in managing public safety. Second recommendation under that category is promote dignity to all. Evaluate police officers on their efforts to engage members of the community in the partnerships that they build, and affirm and recognize the voices of the youth. Under the category of officer training and education, the report recommends training on crisis intervention, implicit bias and cultural responsiveness, the disease of addiction, and effective social interaction and tactical skills. And under the category of social wellness and safety, The report recommends that the police community collect and maintain statistics on officers' injuries and deaths and near misses, perform wellness evaluations, provide tactical first aid kits, and provide bulletproof vests. These findings and recommendations present a comprehensive foundation upon which police departments can design and implement strategic plans to bring police departments and communities closer together. Our recommendation: the Montgomery County branches of the NAACP are collectively proposing that each Montgomery County Police Department, including the Montgomery County detectives, implement appropriate component of this task force report. This would be each police department's clearest demonstration of a commitment to addressing this issue. We understand that some police departments have already implemented strategic plans based on this report's recommendations, and we congratulate them. We are also proposing a collaborative effort between the Montgomery County Chiefs of Police and the Montgomery County branches of the NAACP and other community groups to assist in the success of the police department's initiatives. We also recognize that a true partnership between police departments and communities can only be obtained if there is a desire and a commitment from the rank and file police officers. These police officers are positioned to improve the reputation and the perception of their profession by doing what most other professionals do: volunteer for community initiatives without asking to be paid overtime. Many, if not most, of the police officers in some communities do not live in those communities. Although some police officers do volunteer in the communities that they work, there is not enough. The Montgomery County branches of the NAACP request a meeting with the Montgomery County Police Chiefs to begin planning for such an initiative. We're also seeking input from rank and file police officers and other police groups who are interested in working with us to address these concerns. We can be reached at the Norristown NAACP at AOL.com, and this concludes our statement. Thank you.